Okay, continuing on with Remembrance of the Cousin. I'm not sure if the audio is picking up the sound over here, but the laundry room in my apartment building is right across from my apartment. So someone's doing their laundry in the middle of the week. I don't know why people do laundry in the middle of the week. It's really weird. And it sounds like a dryer is going. And maybe something metal is being dried in the dryer. It's making this really annoying noise. I'll be surprised if that's not on the audio for the video. That's really annoying. Yeah, it sounds like they're drying something that's metal. There's a robot using the dryer. Alright, so last night a couple things just popped in my head that I'm pretty sure were not on my lists. Because one thing I think I should have mentioned when I was discussing the road trip to the dog farm to pick out and pick up uh, Snuggles, the poodle Snuggles for my cousin, because there was this animal that I'm remembering, kind of like it was an exotic animal, which weird. It like sounds like, is this a dream? No, I'm pretty sure this is a memory. It's a really weird memory because this animal, uh, maybe I should look it up in my dictionary here because it seems like this animal is not native to North America. I might be wrong. P-E-A. All right, I got my dictionary here, and the word should be on one of these two pages. P-E-A-C. Where is it? Oh, there it is. Okay. All right. Peacock. A male peafowl. I've heard of peacocks, but I've never heard of peafowls. Huh. Okay, a male peafowl, which has a uh, which has very long tail feathers that have eye-like markings, and that can be erected and expanded in display. Erected? I thought they were always on display. I didn't know they erected them. Expanded in display like a fan. Uh, huh. I thought it would tell me where they were native. where they were found. It doesn't say. Anyway, peacocks are. Now I'm curious. I don't have access to internet right now. Guess I'll have to look that up later. But peacocks seem like an exotic animal that are not native to North America. I could be wrong. I don't know what this peacock was doing in Minnesota. But so I remember seeing this peacock. Uh, it could only have been in. I'm pretty sure it was could only have been in a couple, maybe three places. But so I was like, so it wasn't in town. It was like out in the country, kind of. Um, I'm pretty sure that I saw this peacock when we went to the dog farm because we were driving out like out into the country. That expression off into wooded areas where there are some houses too. People are living out here. So it was this house where these people were breeding dogs apparently, and there was a peacock. I don't know if it was their peacock or if it was. I guess I'm assuming if especially if peacocks are not native to North America. I don't know, but there was a peacock in the yard, which is a really weird memory. I don't know why. I don't know why this peacock was there, but a very beautiful animal. Anyway, so yeah, I think that peacock was at that dog farm, which I should have mentioned previously if I had remembered it, if it was in my notes. Peacock. And also another thing that just popped in, I don't know why the peacock just popped in my head last night. I was watching Doctor Who, like had nothing to do with peacocks. And then the other thing that popped in my head, which I'm pretty sure is not on my notes here, it hadn't been on my notes, but I had to add it, was I had this memory of an electric fence. Yeah, I had to mention the peacock because, like, I'm talking about my cousin that died, and I'm pretty sure my cousin was there because we went to the dog farm, and so it must have been I must have saw the peacock, and my cousin was there with me, and we both saw the peacock. So that's why it's relevant to these videos about my cousin. Okay, so and then I also have this memory of an electric fence where I'm pretty sure he was there because I remember like him talking to me about this electric fence. So we were, I'm guessing we were at uh, one of our uncles. I think we were at one of our uncles' uh, house. So he lived like out in the country. Uh, yeah, he had a horse, which I remember I rode. Somebody put me on the horse. So this is the only time I've ever been on a horse. Um, but I was like really young, like maybe five or even younger. I don't know. So I'm assuming it was yeah, this the house of this uncle who had a horse. Because I'm remembering this electric fence. Me and my cousin and I think someone else. I think maybe my cousin's older brother too. And so I don't know why. Maybe why would there be an electric fence where a horse was fenced? So it's possible there were cows on the other side. of this fence. Because I think that's typically where an electric fence is. I could be wrong, but when I think of an electric fence, I don't think of a horse fenced in. But maybe. Plus, like, so it's. I'm sure it was like a barbed fence, and so it was electrified. So I remember being by this electric fence, and apparently my cousin was telling me to touch the electric fence, and I'm not sure if he like took a stick and demonstrated, saying it wasn't that bad. And I don't know, I find it hard to believe that he would have actually touched it and not given a reaction, like a jolt from the electricness of the electric fence. It's possible he was just tricking me to be funny, just looks like he's like maybe the stick was just like really close to touching it but not touching it, and then maybe he was just like, see, there's it's not much of a jolt. It won't hurt or anything. So I think my cousin was daring me to touch it, so I was like, oh, okay. So I took a stick and I touched the electric fence, and I got this whoa shock. It was a very shocking experience. Ugh, yeah, I think. And then of course he laughed at me. I guess it was a funny from his perspective. It was a funny joke, but I was fine. I don't recommend doing that. They're electrified for a reason. Don't touch them. But I think there's only been a few times I've had that sensation. Um, well, there's been a couple maybe a couple times where I think it was just like a friend. I don't know. I don't think my cousin dared me to do this, but like just taking a battery and putting your tongue on the battery. Like I think like the 9 volt. Yeah, the 9 volt. Uh, just putting your tongue on the round part where on the top of it. You got the two round parts, which is another thing that you shouldn't do at home either. But getting a shock from that, kind of similar, but not as extreme as the electric fence. That was probably the worst shocking experience I've ever had. And then the other time was when I was working at a fast food place, and there was a there was a slicer, like a meat slicer, and it was plugged in to the outlet, but the plug had exposed. It was broken, and so there was like exposed wires, and I think I was cleaning the slicer, and I had this metal, like chain metal type of glove on, and it was wet, and I had touched the not a very good idea. I had touched the exposed part of the plug and shocked myself. So the electric fence was much worse. So I just thought I'd share that. The peacock memory, seeing a beautiful peacock at the dog farm with my cousin, and then also my cousin daring me to touch with a stick. It might, probably would have been much worse if I had just used my bare hand. But yeah, daring me to touch an electric fence with a stick and having the shocking experience.